I could put you in the brig for what you've done, but I won't do it.
What the hell's going on out here?
We are 2 L's, 1 pod. I'm Al Romas. I'm on the Wonder of the Seas. I believe we're in St. Thomas today. I'm not leaving the ship, but it's my day off. I have a day off today, so that's fun. And that's Al Ducharme. He's on the Voyager of the Seas.
Correct.
And I don't know where he is. He's somewhere. He's pulling. Oh, we just said, Costa Maya. God damn it. I'm drunk.
I'm going to be on the Wonder in a few weeks.
Are you, sir? When?
After Thanksgiving. So,
yeah,
Thanksgiving. A month.
I might. I think I have a Wonder. Wow, we might be working together.
No,
they wouldn't allow that. They
no.
don't let that happen. Hey, just got to throw this out there. Monday. This is airing Monday, but tomorrow, Thursday, November 2nd, big day in the Beatle fan world. We get a new song tomorrow, sir. The last Beatles song will be released ever. This is it.
I thought they did the unreleased or the lost songs, like lost episodes. I thought they already did that a few times.
They did. They had
finding
Love,
more.
Free as a Bird. Was a demo Lennon had on his just playing piano on a cassette, and Yoko gave it to them, and they did that. They released that, but the quality wasn't great. It was okay. So they have another song. She gave him another one. She goes, "Here's the last demo I got. It's on cassette, called Now and Then." But Peter Jackson, who did the documentary, and he was able to lift Lennon's voice literally off the cassette, just isolate it. And then McCartney and Ringo went in the studio, played to Lennon singing.
Really?
And then McCartney did a Harrison style slide guitar on it, and that comes out Thursday. So I'm hoping it's going to sound good. Supposedly it sounds fantastic. That's what people are saying. But yeah, big deal. And then they're releasing a single, collector's item type single. So it had "Love Me Do" on the A side, the first song ever, and then on the B side, "Now and Then." So
fantastic.
Yeah, man. Pretty good.
Now that's
pretty
because
good stuff.
I heard that Paul McCartney and Ringo are both having some financial difficulties. So this isn't in the memory of John Lennon. This is because they need the cash.
It's a cash grab.
It's a GoFundMe for
it
the
is.
Beatles.
It really is. And if you have a few bucks, throw it McCartney's way. He really could. Now, he's given us years of joy. He really has.
Matter of fact, if our Patreon members want to give up their Patreon membership so that they can give to the GoFundMe for the Beatles Foundation, go right ahead. We understand. We'll get by.
Yeah,
we'll get by with a little help from our friends.
Hey, that was
what the? See the whole loop?
That was almost clip worthy.
We got a clip. We got a
clip. That's all. That's all it is today, man. You got to get a fucking clip out there every 24 hours, or
that seems to be the highlight of the podcast.
They don't know who
we're getting a lot of feedback. People said, "Is there a way I'm not a member of Patreon? Can I become a member of just the clips that you guys put out?
Yes.
Those 38-second clips from the."
I like the messages that come in going, "I'm not a fan of the podcast. Can I just, can you just guys release a clip, like a 2-minute clip once a week?" I'm like, all right, we'll do that. Maybe that'll be our next Patreon thing. We have clips. A Patreon of just clips.
Someone, I've been getting a few of these messages saying, "Listen, I don't want to support the Patreon, but I will give you $10 a month if you stop doing the podcast."
Well, Podcast Magazine has offered a lot of money.
I don't understand.
A lot of money.
They are giving us a lot of time and constantly criticizing us, shitting all over us.
They hate us,
saying that we're like toilet. We're toilet podcasts. They hate us, but they listen to every episode.
They goddamn right. Yeah. And they comment on us. So I think it's good, but it's strange.
Well, Madonna said any publicity is good publicity, even if it's bad. Paraphrasing.
You've seen her, though, on stage, and she's performing in London. And boy, not to be mean, but, time has not been her friend. Let's just say that. I don't know how to put that.
Time is not on her side. Well, she didn't know
Yes,
what it
it
is.
is.
She's practically a billionaire now, I think, even after a couple of divorces.
Yeah.
I think she's up there 700-800 mil. I mean, how much do you need?
I don't
right?
know. I don't know.
She can have the best of
finances.
anything, the best surgeries.
But
And
her ass, she had the ass surgery, and her ass looks like a diaper. She's wearing a diaper, and people are like, "What is she wearing? A full diaper?" I mean, it's like
she went for the Kardashian ass, right? She went bigger.
Yeah, but she's 70. I mean, what? I don't get it.
Is she 70?
Why do? Well, I don't know what she's 70. I'm just throwing it out there.
What I'm saying is,
69.
she has enough money to get the best, but she goes extreme. She's always been an extreme person, but I'm like, that's what put you on the map, being an extreme person, going against the grain, being a pop star. She's always said, I'm not the best singer on my albums.
No, she's not.
She's not, but she admits it. She goes, but I know what's working, and I know in my heart what I can do. I'm an entertainer, but there's no need for her to feel relevant again. Yeah. She's still a one-name pop culture icon.
Yeah, I don't.
There's no reason for her to go extreme anymore. She's done it.
No, just be cool about it.
Just be cool about it. Be cool. Do a little tuck. Do a little.
And you don't have to wear outfits you wore when you were 20.
Do a little Andy McDowell. Just look beautiful at your age, but do a little here, just a little. Don't go. Yeah.
Who would you say? Andy McDowell. Who's that? Andy McDowell. I'm trying to picture. Who's that?
Maybe I'm pronouncing her name wrong. By the way, I keep getting in trouble for pronouncing things wrong. I said that I like hummus. No, I love hummus. I love hummus, and they thought I said I love Hamas.
Oh, yeah. It's a tricky time now, man. You got to be careful.
My accent, my New England accent. All right, we got to cut that one out because I think
you were just saying I don't like it.
I was trying to. I wasn't even using shock humor. I was doing self-deprecating, idiotic Al Ducharme humor, and it's not working. So. Out.
Hey, I'm looking at some notes I've taken over the week. What do you? Well, first of all, let me give an update. I know that America has been wondering. My left nut, how's it doing? People want to know how is it, and I'm happy to report the little fella. I think he's back home. I think he's arrived safely back in the. He's back in the sack again. And he's hanging there. He's hanging in there. And but the bruising, good God, Magnum, the bruising is quite something. It's a spectacular array of colors, and it's quite festive. I got a whole thing.
If you're not familiar with Al, he was on an e-bike. He had it on full throttle. So he was going.
No, I think I had 3.
I'm telling the story for entertainment value.
Very good, very good.
And he pulled up to some guys on a Harley, a bunch of 60-year-old guys in their Harleys.
Now you can't leave.
He thought they were ex-Wall Street guys that were like, I'm gonna, extend my penis, but they were actually Hell's Angels. And he started insulting them. And they kicked him in the nuts. No, okay.
Absolutely.
Here's the deal.
None of that is true.
Al,
it's a better story, actually.
Yeah, Al tipped his e-bike and smashed it into something, and he crushed his left nut. So Daniel Day-Lewis is coming out of retirement to play his left nut.
Oh, he's going to star in My Left Nut.
The movie, yes. My Left
That's
Nut.
a clip. Clip.
We got a clip.
So yeah. So I think I'm back. I think I'm good. That's all. And then what'd you think, man? We got some, I guess this was it was sad news this week. Entertainment wise, Matthew Perry.
Yes, we lost Matthew Perry.
Found dead in a hot tub, drowned in a hot tub. I never watched Friends, but I mean, I respect the guy's talent. Mm-hmm. But it's amazing. I've been amazed by the outpouring of love for this guy. I mean, really, people love and this guy.
People with bad taste in public forums making jokes instantly, of course, because of social media.
I think I sent you a few of those.
Well, what I'm saying is
they're kind of funny.
And putting them on a public platform, not cool. There was actually a cruise ship comedian who put it on, and he's taking a lot of flack for it, from what I understand.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do I know this?
You know what I mean? I'm not into that in the public forum. I just don't.
Privately, you are, you son of a bitch.
Well, you send them to me. I'm not going to lie. It's dark humor with comedians. It's fun. Some of them are, you know, I chuckle.
I don't care what.
Lie.
It's funny.
But what I'm saying is to do it in public and.
No, that's wrong.
Because you hurt people's feelings. People really get upset about it. And
I don't know why you would do that anyway. I would never. I mean, he died. I mean, it's not funny that way. I'm not like between comedians sending a message or a meme. It's fun. But I don't know why anyone would feel the need to be mean about it.
Some people feel mean just because they want attention. You know, I guess Kevin Brennan said, "Oh, Matthew Perry died.
Kevin
ha,
Brennan,
ha, 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 ha." And he's, you know, he was trending. TMZ picked up the story on the New York Post, and then he embraced it. And he goes, "Am I trending yet?" So that's his thing,
right?
You know, that's his whole thing.
Well, he always that's his thing exactly.
Yeah, we know him personally, and we've known him for 35 years.
Yeah,
I'm not condoning it. I don't approve of it. I don't get it. But that's his thing. But it's still, you know, it's uncomfortable. Bless you.
Thank you.
It's uncomfortable for many, COVID. And whatever. But there are other people, just civilians, doing it, and I'm like, oof. A lot of people are upset because he was very successful. He was, you know, net worth $120 million, and he had it all. But he was a drug addict and an alcoholic, and they get upset by it. If I had that, I would never be like. You don't know. You don't know.
It has nothing to do with either thing. Has no connection whatsoever. And you see the picture he put on Instagram, like I guess 2 days before he passed, and he's in his hot tub.
Yeah,
and he was like, "Yeah," and it's like, "Hey, I heard like hot water's supposed to make you feel good." Right. You know, so there he is in a hot tub in Malibu overlooking the coast, and he's fucking alone and not doing great. I mean, so there's no connection. But I was never I never watched Friends. I've seen them, of course, but never was a fan that way. But I was just amazed. I mean, the outpouring of love for this guy who hasn't really done anything since Friends. I mean, in a sense, but he did write a book and
wildly popular for a decade.
And he came forward with problems, which people love. If you admit,
he wrote his book.
No,
I forgot the title of it. But he's been he opened up a rehab in Malibu for alcoholism and other substance abuse, and I mean, he spent a ton of his money on this place, and then he shut it down to move it to Santa Monica or even Studio City, where I live, to make it more accessible and less expensive to run, because Malibu was like, you know.
I just have you know, and then they were always clean, but let's see the toxicology report.
Yeah, well, he said, he goes, I can help you I can help you because I know what it is. I can talk to you and lend you my help and my advice. He goes, I may not even be able to help myself,
right?
But I can help you. So I thought that was pretty profound.
It's profound, but he's alone. He's 54 and he has a heart attack, seemingly, and drowns. Well, yeah. I mean,
he abused his body,
but it seems like he did.
Residual drug abuse. It's not just alcoholism, but he got addicted to pain pills when he hurt his back on a water skiing accident decades ago. And Jennifer Aniston, he said, reached out to him and said, "Hey, do you need help? Do you want, you need help? We're here for you." He goes, "What are you talking about?" And she said,
"We'll be here for you if you want us to. We'll be here for you."
He said, "What are you talking about?" She goes, "I don't know. You're drinking." He goes, "How do you know?" He said, "We can smell it.
Oh,
we can smell your alcohol on the set." Damn. And they said they could smell it for a long time. No one wanted to go near it. We got a hit show. He's one of the popular characters. He was like Anthony on F is for Family on Netflix, which is streaming right now. He was that popular.
Not familiar with the show.
Yeah.
What is that called? F
is for Family. Bill Burr's animated show, and it stars a bunch of people. I do some voices on it. I actually do the voice for Anthony, as a matter of fact. And he became wildly popular season 3. Yeah. Save that show. It's my little voice.
We're not on the air anymore. We're not making new. No more.
No, we did 5 seasons, and I finished in February of this year. I did my last little pick me up. It's called Pick Me Up.
That's a wrap for Al Ducharme, everybody. Nicely done. Hey, did you see Mr. Burr's film? Old Dad. I think
I
the
haven't
Old
seen it yet. I'm a
Dads.
little bitter. I'm a little bitter because when I was doing pickups for Officer Family, and Bill was very kind to bring me to the producers and the other showrunner and the creators of Officer Family, and gave me an opportunity to showcase my voice, and they hired me, so that's cool. But he shot that thing kind of during COVID, and I didn't get the call. You know, the under 5. I didn't get it, and he was trying to spread the wealth a little bit, I guess, with some other friends, and so I'm a little resentful. I'm a little bitter about it because I thought I was in the inner circle, but I was just on the periphery. So
Gotcha. I didn't.
I'm
I
having a
saw
little
it
trouble. My
yesterday.
ego,
I hear you. It's a weird thing. I get it, man. I get it when you have a friend and they hit a certain level, and then you think, oh, I'll be in maybe a little. And they don't throw the bone, and
Well, he did.
I didn't
He's
notice.
thrown me a bone. He brought me to Vegas, but I just thought it was
Right.
this was
Yeah.
gonna. I'm in, and then,
I'm
but
out.
he's got his regular stable of guys. That
I didn't notice
uses.
that. I think that a lot of people might have been cut out. I didn't notice any familiar faces really. You know what I mean? Like in any prominent way. You just there were
Yeah,
a couple where I
he
go, is that so and so? But
yeah.
very quick. I mean,
No,
they were
he
barely
said
in
they
it.
were, even some of the guys said, yeah, I had an appearance.
They cut him out.
I had a
Yeah.
one-liner. It made the cut and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
at the time, well, first of all, he wrote it and directed it
Mhm.
and stars in
Mhm.
it. A lot of
Mhm.
pressure. As a matter of fact, they had a director in mind, and then COVID changed everything. All of a sudden, the director couldn't commit to it, and they
I mean,
said,
it's a very simple movie. It's one of those movies
yeah,
when you go directed by, you go, well, it could be directed by. You put the camera on the stand. I mean, there's nothing. It's not Martin Scorsese by any means.
no,
It's
but still the pressure. He said,
sure.
Bill said, they said, why don't you direct it? And he said if I don't, he freaked out. He said, I can't direct this. But then he said, this is what he told me. He says
Yeah.
that if I didn't direct it, I felt like it was going to go away because everything was in place to make it happen. It's so hard to get a project to that level, the greenlit, like go. So he said,
Yeah.
he took it on, and he was surrounded by good people. So,
Well, they say
very stressful.
that's the they say if you have a good cinematographer, that's like number one, and then you have a good like director of photography. But a couple people, because a lot of guys go like, I don't know anything about lenses, I don't know anything about this. They really don't know. They know what they want it to look like, and if you can do that, that's all you really the rest of it you can let people who have expertise in that area handle
But
that.
he said he was like, he's getting ready to shoot a scene that he's in, and then he's got to step behind the camera and he's got to have a thing. All of a sudden, someone comes up to him, like a prop person, all union. They're like, "Excuse me, Bill. What color napkins do you want to put on here for this scene?"
Yeah, right.
He's like, "What?" Yeah. So he goes, all those little details will drive you nuts, and you have to have people in place to filter that. That's second AD and all that.
Yeah.
And you really want to have the director with with the principles in the scene, and all that other stuff has to be taken care of. Otherwise, you can't get there. But I didn't see it. How was it?
It was. I mean, it's fine. It's good.
Entertaining, right?
Yeah. It's it's 90 minutes and some laughs in it, and it's one of the you know where it's headed, but it was good. And I think it's killing it on Netflix. It's like the number one movie for 2 weeks in a row now,
which is pretty tremendous.
Yeah.
Well, his following is huge, but he showed me a year and a half ago. He showed me the sizzle reel on his phone. He goes, "Do me a favor." He goes, "We're in his hotel room in Vegas," and he goes, "Do me a favor. Can you look at this and just tell me what you think?" And I was with Bernie at the time. I was like, "Yeah." So we're sitting on a couch, and he goes, "But I got to step out." So he leaves the room. He didn't want to be around us when we're acting. So we're watching it, and he made the sizzle reel, and to me it was like, it's Bill Burr. It's his sensibility, his humor, and he's got a great supporting cast. He has Robert Cavalli. What's his name there? That actor.
Bobby Cannavale.
Yeah, he's really good.
And the guy Bokeem, I forget. He was great in Fargo. That guy to me is like stole season 2 or 3 of Fargo, the TV series. And he's great in that, and he's great in the. He's just a great actor.
Yeah, so
he
said he was lucky to get some, good talent.
Yeah,
it's very comfortable in front of the camera. And
yeah, I thought it was, if whatever, you don't go in expecting a whole lot. It was great. I mean, I want to see that Scorsese movie, but I don't know, 3 hours plus. That's kind of an
but you know what?
test.
You could take a break. You can go put ointment on your black.
No, it's
nuts.
in the theater. I got to take it. I'm saying it's in the movie theaters, sir. How can I go to a theater and address my left nut? I'm in a movie. 3.5
how long
hours
before it's on streaming? A month?
Well, but that's not the point. It's out there in the theaters now.
I would like to see it in the theater when I get back.
I would like to see it in the theater, but my lovely girlfriend can't sit for more than an hour. She will get up and leave. So
you don't have to tell me.
Hey now. Clip it. Hey, have you ever done a 12:30 show on a cruise ship? 12:30 a.m. start time.
Oh, a.m. I was going to say I did a matinee at 2 p.m. I did a midnight, not a 12:30. That would be what I thought this was. Is this a comedy club?
Comedy club this week. For some reason, the show's times were moved. And I'm with your buddy Rick D'Elia, who
I love Ricky D.
And we had a 8:30, a 10:30, and a 12:30.
No, that's 12. I've done the midnight. I hate the 2 nights of midnight shows. I don't care for back to back, especially, but
tough. And
wow.
It wasn't on the app. It wasn't listed, but it was on the paper compass. 12:30 adult comedy, but they also had 12:30 nightclub openings.
They all killed you.
Up.
They killed
so
you.
We go to the we're hoping, no one
cancel.
will be here. We'll cancel under 25. We'll cancel this thing. And we get in the room, there were 23 people.
And they said green 23 light.
Scattered amongst the room. And there's no one really running it other than the sound guy. And we just look at him and go, "We doing this?" He goes, he doesn't even speak English. He just goes, yeah. Yeah, go, so we're doing this?
Because they will throw me overboard.
Yes. So we go, so we're gonna do this. Yes. So we did it, and fine, whatever. 23 people. I mean, what are you gonna do? But I had never. I closed that one. I was off. So stage
you went on
1:25 a.m. I was leaving the stage. It was insane.
That's like the old New York Dangerfields and Comedy Cellar
prom
days.
Prom show at Dangerfields.
Wow. Dude, I've gone on at 1:30 in the morning.
I remember going outside and sitting in my car at like 2 a.m. and I had to wait till 3:15. And I just sat in my car and I was like, I just want to go home.
Yeah, I want to go home. Why did I say yes to this?
It's $20 and I don't want to do
No, it was more than that. They used to pay double.
Prom. Yeah, you're right. Prom.
They paid double of a regular set. So if it was on a weekend, if the regular set was $75, you get $1.50.
Right.
But if you're doing 5 of those, around the city,
no, you could make money if you did prom shows at Dangerfields and a gig at another like Stand Up New York or Comic Strip. I mean, you can make money, but it is that's a tough night, man. It's a long.
You earn your money.
Yeah. And when I got off stage at like 1:25. I was just like, God damn! Like this is.
I remember having like $700, $750 cash in my pocket.
Cash money.
Taking a subway home.
Yeah.
At 4 a.m.
When was the last time you had $750 cash in your pocket? How many years has that been?
Yeah, I know. In the digital age and all that.
Right. Like what was like cash? $750 cash in your pocket to just. I mean, I wouldn't even know.
It's so funny you should mention that.
It is hilarious.
I did a gig not long ago where the person handed me an envelope. I think it was $3,000. I was like, what?
Yeah, I claimed it on my taxes. Oh, right. Yeah. We do have that one IRS guy listens. I see him on the stats all the
Well,
time.
it's
Son of a bitch.
I always claim
Remember the guy?
I always claim more than
Of course you do.
what all the paperwork, because there's always someone who forgets to send you a 1099. I claim that, and then I just in case there's a mistake somewhere, just a little bit of extra, and then because I have so many deductions, it comes out in the wash, Because I've been audited 3 times, and out of the 3 times, they get to it and they go, okay, oh, all right, you're 0. You don't owe anything. Yeah, I got to pay my accountant $2,000.
$8,000. Yeah.
So keep going. Keep going. I want a refund. My account's going, shut up. He goes, then they might want to go back other years. I'm like, okay, it's going to be the same thing. I feel like I pay more in taxes than I really have to, but their whole thing is red flag, red flag, red flag.
Well, we thank you. The Ukrainian war thanks you.
You're
supporting it.
Maybe not a tank.
Yeah.
Maybe I haven't bought a tank, but I've certainly bought like a Jeep,
couple of M16s, maybe. Yeah, you know,
maybe a rocket launcher.
Oh, that'd be cool. Maybe a pizza oven for the boys.
I have one.
I know. Why can't they have one on the line? How about a pizza oven?
Well, they're fighting. They're fighting for my pizza oven freedoms.
I remember MASH when they wanted to get a what do you call it? Not an MRI, but some kind of a X-ray type machine, and the Army wouldn't give it to them, and then they brought in the guy from Supply, and he's there with them, and he goes, "We need it. We really need this. Though we're a medical unit." And he goes, "I can't do it." He goes, and then Hawkeye goes, "We're not saying it's a pizza oven." And he goes, "That I can give you. That I can give you." And then Henry's like, "Hey, that would be great on movie night."
That would be great on movie night. What was the actor's name who played the colonel, the first colonel, not Colonel Potter?
McLean Stevenson.
Henry
Blake was McLean Stevenson. Yeah.
And he left the show to pursue his own career. And then his own career just went.
Do you know the name of the show for 10 points? Anyone?
No,
McLean Stevenson left MASH to star in his own sitcom.
Hit television show because his agents and managers and him.
The major fuck up. I think they teach this in business class, what not to do in show business.
Wayne Rogers did it too.
He did it, but he's on his feet. Trapper John, MD.
He did Trapper John. He did something else before then.
That's right. And he was a big Wall Street guy.
He was big investor.
Yeah,
multi-millionaire.
Yeah.
He took his money and put it to work. But you're right.
He took all Hollywood's money, and all the guys in Hollywood, Alan Alda, they all gave their money to Wayne Rogers, and he tripled it and quadrupled it. They speak very fondly of him.
Well, it could have been a pyramid scheme too, so they're lucky.
Could have been. You never know. But McLean Stevenson won an Emmy, maybe 2 Emmys, and his agents and everyone, NBC was like, "We got to put you in your own show." And he said, "I'm out. Let's do it." And MASH was so pissed at him, the writers. They were so they're like, "You're leaving? We're number 1.
We're number 1.
You're leaving.
You don't leave number 1.
We're going to fucking kill you then." And he's like, "Whatever." They made sure we're killing Henry Blake. A comedy. The number 1 comedy in the country.
They killed his character. He was leaving. He got his papers to go home. Yeah, he got his papers to go home back to the United States out of Korea. And they're all in the operating room, and Radar comes in and reads it. Says, Henry Blake, his plane went down, no survivors. And that was the end of the episode.
He was shot down over the Sea of Japan. And they didn't tell the actors what was happening. Only Gary Berghoff knew. So that's all real reaction.
That's our reaction.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's all real. Yeah. But that was such a fuck you to McLean. They were like, fuck you. We'll kill you.
And they brought in Harry Potter, and it seemed to do all right for a few years after.
Harry Potter?
Colonel Potter.
That'd be that'd been fun. Potter. Harry Potter and the
Harry Morgan is the actor.
Harry Morgan. That's
Harry Morgan
playing Colonel Potter.
Colonel Potter. My apologies.
There you go. We combine it into Harry Potter.
Colonel Potter. Radar. That's all I got.
Yeah.
Dan Gerstenlauer, who we were talking. Danny Gerstenlauer, big Beatles fan. We had him on the podcast. Yes. We were just talking about him pre podcast, and he was running. I think he was running lights. I was running sound at our college for a musical production, and we were in the booth. We had this nice big booth, and we were goofing around. And during the last episode of MASH, Dan Gerstenlauer said, "I'm not coming in." It was like Friday night or something. I go, "What are you talking about?" Or Thursday night, with the opening of the play. He goes, "I'm not coming in. It's the last episode of MASH, and I'm not going to miss it.
Right.
I've been watching it for over a decade."
Yeah.
And they had to recruit somebody to fill it.
He's right. Good move, Dan. There was no on demand. There was no anything. So if you missed it in those days, you missed it.
Yeah, that was it. It was over.
You're not seeing it again.
The technology wasn't
They might
there.
rerun it in the summer, but you're out. So you had to see it.
I think it's
still the highest rated show, other than a Super Bowl. I believe it's the highest rated ending or series viewed. Seinfeld might have beat it. I'm not sure, but either Seinfeld or MASH is the most viewed ending of a show, or Cheers.
I think
one of those three.
I'm trying to remember who covered for him. I don't know if it was like the head of the department. Somebody had to recruit them, and the person put in like 8 hours to learn all the cues.
Yeah, I don't blame. I mean, but if he missed it,
it would have been over. There's no DVR.
He never sees it.
No. Well,
see the end of MASH
years later.
But we didn't know that either. We didn't know. In years, I'll be able to own it. I'll be able to look at it on my phone.
I haven't seen the last episode of Seinfeld. Hospital. Speaking of that, you mentioned Seinfeld.
Never?
I've never seen it. I should go watch it. I don't know. It just
seems like that's just I don't know.
After it came out, everybody was disappointed. And I just kept hearing, "Oh, it's awful." And they kept, I'm like, "Shh, quiet, no spoilers." And it was just like, I'm like, "Fuck it." So it just got away from me.
I didn't think it was bad. I thought it was okay. I mean, those are tough.
I was a true fan of the formula of the show. Going back to Friends, I did watch several episodes. It was 10 years, over 200 episodes. All right, stop it.
Yeah,
because you're riding over me, you moron.
I'm going under you. Actually, I was under. I was going.
I'm going to make a girlfriend joke if you keep it up.
What? I don't know what that means.
You said you're going under. All right, here we go.
I know what that means. All right,
I do.
I do.
No, I was.
I don't know what that means.
I've seen several episodes. I wasn't like but I've seen, and I will say that Matthew Perry did make me laugh. But I was really tuning in for Jennifer Aniston's abdominal area.
Really? I didn't think any of those girls were hot. I didn't get any of that. They might have been funny, but I never got
Courtney Cox in the Bruce Springsteen video. That's what broke her.
Cute.
Yeah,
she looks like she's 12. She's cute. She looks like a 12-year-old.
Well, I used to sell candy.
I was gonna say she looks like a 12-year-old boy, and I can see why you're attracted. So yeah,
I married a tomboy.
I'll be there for you. And who was the other one? What was her name? The other girl in Friends. I forget her name.
Who played Phoebe? The Phoebe waitress.
Phoebe.
She was the waitress on Mad About You. Then she did Friends. Phoebe. What
was her name?
Come on, famous. Come on.
I don't remember her name.
Lisa Kudrow.
Yeah. Okay.
She's the one I heard. She negotiated the last 2 seasons of getting them $1 million per episode. Now, here's the thing.
And
that's ridiculous. Why these actors are just actors reading a script. They got each lead character $6 million per episode, and the network wanted to go another season. They said, "No, we're out." Matter of fact, Matthew Perry left season 9, I believe, middle of season 9.
Well, there was a guy under a bridge. He had a blow for some coke.
Yes, that's why. Ooh,
what?
Nothing. That show, from what I understand, still 25 years later, generates $1 billion a year.
That's what I'm saying. They were underpaid. When people freak out, you go, "Hey, dummy," because they make $30,000 a year and they work hard. But these guys, six cast members. If you give them $1 million each a week, $6 million a week.
When the show was running, it was
300 million in advertising.
Yep.
They're a bargain. They're nothing.
Yeah.
They never even. NBC didn't even know they were paying these guys $1 million a week. It didn't matter.
That's why Larry David. That's why Seinfeld's about to become a billionaire, and Larry David is sitting very comfortable. because they created a show that is just a phenomenon. It's you can watch Seinfeld in 20 countries.
Yeah.
Different languages.
Yeah.
That's why they gave Jerry and Larry David, like $200 million each for episodes they had already made.
Yeah. That's like Lucy. I mean, that show will be like Lucy. Like, if we don't have kids, but if we had kids, our grandchildren would watch Seinfeld. There's no reason not
And
to.
Friends.
The world is going to change, but it's not going to change that much. Where you're always going to have, friends. You're going to have friends. You're going to have people, so you can relate to that, even if the world is, whatever it is in 50 years.
Yeah, I would say the cast
here.
members of Friends and Seinfeld, the mailmen, the male people. I'm sorry, the male people that would deliver their mail.
Newman?
No, the actual real ones that would deliver the mail. When everything went digital, they are just so happy because they were breaking their back, dragging that mail of residuals up to their palaces that they had.
Oh, mail. Yeah. Yeah.
It took me a while to get there, but
I didn't know what was happening. I got to be honest. If they're talking about Newman, the mailman on Friends, I was trying to follow along, and I gave up.
Who's the actor who played Newman?
Checked out.
Hello, Newman, recurring character.
Oh, give me a minute. Give me a minute. I can see his name on the credits. Give me a double Wayne Knight. Wayne
Knight. He was great in the first Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Wasn't he great?
He's great. He's one of those guys where you just go, hey, he's good.
Wasn't
that guy's always good.
Seriously, I think one of his best things, he's done a lot. He's always pops up everywhere. But in Jurassic Park, he was just so good.
Yeah.
Loved him.
He's great. I bet the Newman character was probably just a one episode, neighbor guy. But he's so funny. They were like, bring him back.
Bring him back. So recurring.
Bring him back.
So when they were shooting 22 to 26 episodes per season, how many was he on? 13 of them or 8 of them?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's one of those characters that's so good. You think it's probably much less than we think, but he was always so good. You're like, that was a great scene with Newman. But then they got a little more later years. Remember, they had his mother.
Yeah, they expanded the character a little bit.
Kramer was dating the mother of Newman's mom. He was having sex with Newman's mom, and so. And then Jerry knew. I mean, that was a great laugh every time with "Hello, Newman." I mean, that became a fucking shirt.
Hello, Jerry. But you know what? We had Frank Santarelli, comedian Frank Santarelli of The Sopranos, on this particular podcast.
Right.
Frank makes me laugh on and off stage. But he was on The Sopranos for 13 episodes.
Right.
But you'd think he's on almost every episode because James Gandolfini would beat the shit out. He played the bartender bouncer guy, and he had tattoos all over him. And it was such memorable scenes of him getting beat up with a telephone or a chain.
Yeah.
You think that he was on every single episode.
Right. Guys who were really good, you think, but then you go, no, they were barely in it, but they stood out. And going back, I think I was wrong. I think it was Kramer was having sex with Newman's mom. No, Newman was having sex with Kramer's mom.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Remember Babs?
Oh, guys,
Kramer's
in the comments below,
Babs. Yeah.
If you get to this point of the podcast.
Yeah. This is for deep. This
you
is
know
for
the
real.
answer. Yeah, if you're deep, come in and make a.
Like
See, here's the thing: some people
like to go real deep,
like Paul Francis Riley. Paul Francis Riley. What? He listens to it while he's working on
the
his
lathe.
home.
He's working on the lathe,
so he hears parts of it, but he'll put it on in his workshop and listen to it. So he's not going to go, oh, let me stop everything and go comment.
Why not? Why not, Paul Francis Riley?
You know what he's doing? Right now, he lives in San Francisco on a hillside, and his retaining wall between him and his neighbor was going forward because of the roots of a tree, which is in his neighbor's yard. But yet Paul is responsible for having his retaining wall fixed so he doesn't slide into his neighbor's house. But I say, slide away, take up 2 properties.
Slide, baby, slide. I have a retainer myself, but it's a
left nut retainer.
Well, it's a
court order. He went for court order. I went with testicle order.
I wonder, what do you? I want, because Patreon can do anything, right? I wonder if we get. We'll probably lose our Patreon members. I was going to say, what if I put up a video of my wrecked left nut?
Oh no!
On Patreon. I wonder if that would bring in the Patreon.
It was perfect.
Than horror.
You froze.
The idea.
You froze just as you said Patreon, and that was a good place to leave.
I'm saying I wonder if if people would be interested in joining the Patreon if I put up some video of my damaged left nut.
No.
Well, this is our last episode, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in and all your support over the years.
Why can't we have a little fun here? I'm just saying, it's Patreon. You can do whatever you want. I'm just all right. You're not on board with this idea of
the podcast ended.
Patreon. I have more, sir. I have more to do.
Do you? Do we have questions?
No questions. But I had a little thing, but I could save another nugget. Are we good with time? We're good?
It says 59. I think we started 15. So we have 44 minutes. Do you want to do another nugget? Go ahead.
Let's do another nugget.
Do another nugget.
All right.
Maybe I'll take it and put it before the ending there.
Yeah. Let me just throw this one at you there, Alfredo. I dropped off a car in Port Canaveral. I rented a car, drove Clearwater to Port Canaveral, dropped off the car, got on the ship. Budget, yep. Mm-hmm. So I get in the van. They have a shuttle to the ship from Budget. So I get in the van, a couple other people sitting there, and no driver. And we're just sitting there, and no driver, 5 minutes, 7 minutes.
Autonomous vehicle?
Maybe 10 minutes. I'm sorry?
An autonomous vehicle, a self-driving
No, we're waiting on a driver.
Oh, you're waiting on a driver.
Okay. Yeah. So anyway, this large, older man comes in the van, sits down.
Oh, he jerks off in the van? Holy shit.
That might be that could be a clip, possible. But so I go, he sits down, and everyone's like, hey, he goes, how you doing, everybody? And we're like, and he goes, sorry about that. Had to take a dump.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Now, have you ever heard anyone that you don't know and not joking tell you that they just took a dump? And secondly, isn't it weird to look at someone knowing they just took a shit? It's a weird thing. Like you might have just taken one. I don't know it, though. But it's weird to look at someone. You just took a shit.
I'm taking one right now.
Clip. Oh, if you're on, get on Patreon, folks. Get on Patreon. Look at this is world class acting. This is
it's coming out sideways.
Daniel Day-Lewis taking a dump.
It's like a crulla.
I love it.
That was first of all. Is that guy aware that you do the Budget rental car does surveys for customers after their?
I feel like
we'd like to hear some feedback.
I feel like he clapped it I wasn't going to say shit because there's ladies here. Sorry, folks, had to take a dump. It was like,
so what are you going to do?
I think that's worse than shit, though. Dump is somehow gross.
What did the other people say to you?
We all just kind of glanced at each other like, what the fuck?
Because you're like, is this guy going to turn around with a pistol and just take us all out? Is this his last?
Nowadays, you don't.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You
don't know. Can't be the
what
way
was
we
the
were
response?
back
So
in
you
the
guys
day.
were in silence?
Silence. No one said it. We just all looked at each other, and they're like, "Ooh," and nobody said a word. And then he didn't say that. After that, he a little, "Hey, we'll be there in 5 minutes," blah blah. But just like it was
how much you tip him
every day. Just took a dump. I didn't tip him shit because I put my own bag in his thing because he was taking a shit when he should have been loading our luggage. So I tipped him.
He was taking care of his own load.
Good day, sir. That's right. That's right. He was dropping some luggage and you froze, but we're okay.
Whoa.
But we're okay.
Whoa.
But anyway, thank you. Hey, if you're not on Patreon, get on there. Al's simulating fellatio. That's an old word. That word doesn't exist anymore, does it? Fellatio.
You say fellatio. I was talking to some kids at a playground the other day. I had some extra candy, and they had no idea what fellatio was.
The kids today are
we got a clip. We got a clap. We're so canceled.
Oh, good. Thank God. All right. Well, I'm looking at my notes, and Monday, where this is when it airs, but Halloween was last night, Tuesday night. You're on the Voyager of the Seas. Were there many costumes? Many children? Did you invite them in your room? Did you put up an upside down pineapple? Tell us about Halloween on the Voyager, Alfredo.
Well, one of the dancers invited me to her cabin.
Not true. This never happened. This never happened. But go ahead. Continue, please. I got to put out a little thing. Never happened. Go ahead, though.
Just get a little sign and hold it up.
I want to hear this fantasy.
On Instagram or on stories, you could just put up a little, never happened.
That's right.
One of the dancers was having a Halloween party in her cabin. So I dressed up like a cock and I came.
You dressed up like a cock?
And then I told her I was coming.
And you came? I told
her I was coming.
I'm coming. I dressed as a cock and I came. All right, good night.
I said it wrong.
So long, man. Have a good trip. F*** you.
Iceberg, dead ahead. Don't forget to review us and rate us. It really helps.
The Talking Dicks became friends at a very young age, and the rest is history.
I'm losing my mind.
Patreon.com/The2Dicks, which is named after our web series. This is the Two Owls, One Pod podcast. Thanks for tuning in.
What?
Done.
I didn't kill my wife. I don't care.
We'll fix it in post, you son of a bitch.
Okay, sure.
All right. Subscribe. Mary. This was a horrible mistake.
Go to patreon.com/forward2dicks.
If you shoot me, you won't see a cent of that money. Why?
I think it ends on that. That's beautiful.